Hello, everyone. We are back. This is the 7-Day Reinventing Challenge. I'm your host, Alyssa Sulli, and I am so honored to have this busy mother and mentor with us today. Her name is Serena Dawn. She is a wife, mother, pioneer, and empowerment coach. She's not a woman who shakes easily when the world around her questions her thoughts, ideas, and actions. She is paving the way as a role model and teacher of the importance of listening to your inner voice, owning your triumphant power, and building self-confidence and self-trust to live a life of freedom, fulfillment, and ferocity. Serena's journey of reinventing herself through the labor of love that comes with being a mother has become the catalyst in her journey of serving and teaching others how to transform their mindsets to live authentically and unapologetically. Serena, thank you so much for being here. You are a busy mother, as you can tell, and I love it. And I'm so honored that you use this space to really represent who you are and really show up authentically and true to you and unapologetically. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to hear all about you.
I like to take in those good vibes, those compliments. Like, please do it.
Feeling the love. Oh, well,
So
thank
beautiful.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that intro. That's so beautiful.
Well, you've earned it. I mean, you're an amazing woman, and you are an inspiring teacher, and your story is so empowering. And I cannot wait for you to dive in. And again, this platform is meant to share your stories of reinventing yourself in life, and whatever one that you might feel may resonate with the audience, and the journey that you went through, and the challenges that you overcame, and the tools and the strategies that you use to this day, not only to have overcome those challenges, but as you serve and teach in the world of empowerment and coaching. So please dive in and share a story that you feel
So true.
resonates.
So, I've got a good one for you guys. So, yes, it's true that today I am, secure, powerful woman, owning my space, owning my body and my beauty, and most importantly, my power and my intuition. But that wasn't always the case. I was once quite the people pleaser. You guys know the type. Didn't have much of a voice. I didn't have much in the way of confidence, in the way of knowing what I wanted and knowing how to get it. So nearly 7 years ago, when I first became pregnant with my first daughter, this is number 3, my first daughter, I knew that I wanted a home birth, and I wanted it to be in the water, and I wanted it to be that peaceful, beautiful birth that we've all seen those women having, right? Those videos and those photos of just the peaceful or ferocious faces, but birthing these babies. And so I did everything that I could possibly think of to prepare, right? I got the nursery, I got all the stuff ready for the baby. I wrote, affirmations and visualizations. I did, I got my my musical playlist and my candles and my music. And I read a book a week for 9 months on birth, on natural birth, on just everything, stories, everything that I could think of to do. I got myself a midwife and a doula. I actually took classes. I actually took a class to become a doula while I was pregnant. That was quite a fun thing in the class. They all enjoyed that. Nobody had seen that before. Yeah. And everything, I changed my diet. I took my prenatal vitamins. I did, these hypnobirthing things, everything. And so outwardly, I had everything ready. I was so prepared, right? But inside, I was actually quite terrified, really, really scared. And, I sort of mentioned this just a little bit to some of the doctors and midwives and doulas and professionals around me. And they were just like, yeah, that's normal. It's just part of it. It's part of birth. It's part of everything. The pain, the fear, you're supposed to feel insecure. You're supposed to not know what you're doing. You've never done it before. Yeah. And I took that in without really, just trusting them, believing. But inside, like there was a part of me that said, that doesn't really feel right. That doesn't really sound right. That doesn't really resonate. Not with what I read and what, but just internally, right? But I was not a person who knew how to listen to that voice yet, right? So I just sort of accepted that. And my baby was a few weeks late. And when my water finally broke, I was so not ready. I was absolutely terrified. And, but I did it, the labor for 2 whole days of labor, because I had a midwife. She let me go that long. And it was totally unproductive. And finally exhausted, and I relented, and I went to the hospital, and I had a C-section. And for me, it was just like, it was devastating, and everyone who knew me too, like this crunchy woman, like they thought I had this, they thought, and I didn't. And so I had this C-section, and obviously I was happy to have my baby, of course. But it really just felt like the experience wasn't what it could have been and what it should have been. And, when I tried to tell people around me about this like sadness, this dissatisfaction, they were all like, that's how it feels. Birth doesn't go the way you want it to go. It's like anything else in life. Like, just, you get what you get. You do the best you can. You have to accept the hand that's dealt to you, all that stuff, And again, just inside, that stuff just really didn't resonate with me, like, at the core of my being. Yeah. So anyway, so after about 2 weeks of just being in this ridiculous depression and listening to all the noise around me, eventually I got back to my meditation practice. And in this meditation, I just made this decision that if I was ever going to do it again, if I was ever going to be blessed with this opportunity again, to give birth again, I was going to do it differently. And I just knew that there were things that I could have known, I could have done, that I just wasn't aware of. So I dedicated the next 4 years, 4 years, to finding that information, and learning what I needed to learn. And at first, I didn't think that this would be true, because I thought I had done inner work before. I had done so much healing. I had done so much inner work. So I guess that's why I didn't touch it on the first one. And then as I asked questions deeper within myself, I realized it was all internal work that needed to be done. There wasn't another book I needed to read. There wasn't another, podcast I needed to listen to, another person I needed to seek out. It was this person I needed to seek out. So I just took a deep dive, a really deep dive, and I saw the things about myself that were out of alignment. And I used the meditation practice that I knew and had from long ago, to do this deep healing, to release and to restructure my belief systems and restructure how I was interacting and showing up in the world based on those belief systems. There's this great, who is it that says it? I think it's Jim Quick. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He calls belief systems, it's our BS, right? Our BS is our belief systems. Yeah. And it's true when they're limiting, when they're not in alignment, they are our BS, and they do cause us to fall way short of our goals and our desires. Yeah. And so by the time my second baby was ready to enter the world, I felt ready. I felt so ready. I had breath calm and steady. I had feet firmly planted. I had my eyes blazing with the fire of a person who really knows, who knows something inside. And the thing that I discovered was, I guess it's the secret of the secret, is this knowingness that I had cultivated within myself through these practices in these 4 years. This knowingness that I had within myself that everything was going to turn out exactly the way I wanted to, and more. I knew that that was the reason it was going to be everything. Yeah. And it was. And she was birthed at home in peacefulness, in beauty, by myself, no doula, no midwife, no doctor, just me and my other daughter and my partner. And I definitely am not recommending that people should go ahead and birth unassisted unless it calls to them to do so. But for me, it was the right thing because this was all about trusting myself and leaning on my internal resources, being self-sourced.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you birds your, and now you have 3. Did you do that with both? Oh, the last 2?
Yeah, the last 2 were born exactly the same way,
Wow.
home, by ourselves. Yeah, in beauty and peace and tranquility and ferocity and love.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's like this, life throws us curveballs, and we had this plan, and we really have our vision set, and sometimes it doesn't work out. And then there's other times when sometimes it's not even about preparing. There's like this over preparedness that we can do with continuously educating us, filling our mind with so much information that we never actually go within ourselves. We never look at our own stuff. We never stop and recognize, I felt these whispers. I felt this guidance. I know within myself, I trust myself enough to take this step and to go this direction. And whatever outcome comes from it, I will embrace, but I know within me, and I trust my ability and the knowingness that I feel within myself. Is that in alignment with kind of what you were experiencing?
Exactly, exactly. The first time around, I thought that I had to have it, yeah, that just perfect, right? And it's so I guess really what I learned is the art of knowing what you want and having that certainty so certain and strong within you that you are able to surrender to what happens and what comes. And it's true, exactly what you say, right? Like in the birth process for me, right, it was when I say the outcome was exactly what I wanted and better, but the process was totally unknown.
Yeah.
Totally unknown. And that's what we are, what I think we need to cultivate as a society really is to stop looking outside for the one who knows, but also to, stop trying to make it look a certain way. And if we have that strength within us and that knowingness within us, then yes, we can allow it to unfold as it's unfolding and know that whatever comes our way, we can definitely handle, and so it's like that strength of the vision, to pull you forward.
I love that comment. Stop trying to make it look a certain way. We get so wrapped up. And I know I fall prey to this. Like there are times like you plan a party and you're like, it's going to go just like this. And then somebody drops a bottle of wine, or kids like put a hole in the wall, and you're like, that was not on my plan, but I did want to remodel that bedroom. So now I do, right? Like, where's the opportunity, right? Like, surrender that cup, and now I get to remodel. I don't know, whatever comes from it. But there's always opportunity to shift our perspective and our thought process, and really, center ourselves and kind of go with this flow of embracing what is, but also not settling for what in your heart you want. I think that's what you're really speaking to, is that this knowingness, this burning and yearning that you have, you are entitled to it. You have every right to want it. You have every right to seek it. And though you may not know the end result, the end outcome, you don't have to stop trying. You don't have to stop pursuing. And really, your message is going within. That is where you're going to find the greatest connection and understanding of how to get you the result that you want. Is that kind of along the line?
Absolutely, 100%. And actually, there's a saying that I say in my program with my students, is that confidence in the known and trust in the unknown is where freedom actually lies.
Oh, I love that.
And that's that, that power of, what you want and accepting where you are, right? Accepting what is. It's got to start there, right? And then from the place of accepting, knowing what you want, and then having that belief to keep pulling you forward, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, even how many like pro athletes and things like that, they didn't win the big competition, but they kept pushing, they kept believing, they kept applying. and they eventually hit their vision. I think that's so true in life. And we tend to put these top performers in life and these athletes and these people like Oprah and Elon Musk and all these people that are big names in the world, and they have this outcome that we desire, but we don't necessarily want everything that they have. We can want to just give natural birth and connection with our child at home. We can just want to have a strong family bond with the people around us, and we can create that for ourselves. So we don't have to be striving in our value system. And I guess I'm just thinking about it from a broader perspective of how we're all affected in life, and this broader idea that we have to become this and then we are good enough, and we can't really seek out what we want. And we don't have to think that grandiose. We can want it much simpler, and we can have it, and there's nothing wrong with wanting it.
I love that. I think that's really beautiful, because I think that is part of the core of what I did learn and what I did find out is that, you seek first the fulfillment within, right? The fulfillment. And that's what really meditation, one of the many things that meditation can do for you, right? Yeah. Is just allow you to sit in that stillness. And when you get to that place of stillness, it's like, if you do it right now, I do this with my kids all the time. My older ones now, right now, it's like you got all these ideas in your head, right? All these things you want to do, all these things you want, and everything you want it to look like. But if you just go in your heart for a minute and you just like connect and you just like listen, it's like what's there? Like, what do you need when you tune into that? Like, is there need there? Like, is nothing. It's just your heart says, I'm complete, and if we can, if you have this practice, right, this daily practice where you can tune into that, and that becomes your set point, it becomes your set point for the day. I am already complete. I'm already here and I'm already complete. And then that's the energy you're bringing into the world in the rest of your day, and everything else that you're, those words, attracting or manifesting or creating or whatever, that's the energy you're bringing to the day. I'm already complete. I'm already enough. I'm already here. And then, your interactions with your kids, with your boss, with your husband, with your wife, with your, friends, it's coming from that I am enough space, instead of the opposite. Right.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's a ritual and a practice and a routine for you, and meditation can be used. There's different modalities meditation is a modality, but there's different variations of it. And it sounds like part of the technique that you use meditation for, and the value that you find in it and that you teach, is that it's a spot. Maybe you're starting your day and you want to enter the world the best version of yourself, recognizing that you have so many things to be grateful for. You are a beautiful soul. You don't need to be anything other than who you are in this moment. And by sitting in stillness and connecting with that and feeling into that and putting your focus there versus picking up your phone and checking your email or replying to a text, it's a whole different energy that you're about to enter into the world with. And so can you dive in a little bit further into your meditation style and what you teach your clients?
Yes. So I teach my clients a lot more than meditation. It's actually so process of mindset. It's the process of meditation. It's the processes of connecting deeper with your actual physical body, so that your physical body becomes a tool for intuition. Knowing what a yes feels like in your body, knowing what a no feels like in your body. But in order to do that, you have to get out of your head, right? You have to get out of your head and into your body. There's this saying, about like people living from the neck up. And I think that that's really true. But meditation itself is really about discipline. It's about disciplining your mind so that it can hold focused attention, a focused thought. There's this great Napoleon Hill quote that says, "The world has a habit of making room for the woman whose actions show that she knows where she's going." And another one actually that says, oh, what is the one? Oh, that's not good. Oh, hold a picture of yourself long and steady enough in your mind's eye, and you'll be drawn towards it. So having that stillness in your mind and singularity of focus. And then as you go throughout your day, as you get pulled in so many different directions, right? And you have so many different thoughts about so many different things. I think that there's studies that show that we have like 175,000 thoughts a day or something like that. And that most of those thoughts are the same ones that you had yesterday. And so like when you're in this like neck up space, right? And you're just thinking and like on repeat, but you've got this other vision of yourself that you're trying to move toward, right? To reinvent yourself. It's almost like you have to constantly recommit to that, right? With your thoughts. And meditation gives you absolutely the key to doing that, because, you know, I tell people this, and people almost cannot believe that this is true of me, but because I'm not a monk, but this is like what monks get to, right? From meditating is like your default state of your mind is just silence. And then your mind becomes a tool. It becomes a tool that you use. It doesn't use you. And then the thoughts that you think, or you're thinking them, and they're not thinking you. You know, you just get off this like automatic pilot and into a space where you really are consciously creating your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. I think in my mind, you know, I'm wrapping my head around the audience and how to best communicate and share this. And I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I have a background in energy work. So I'm understanding what you're saying, and the mind's eye. And the mind's eye is a space of intuition, and it's the center of your forehead, and just connecting to, you know, as she's speaking to the physical body, and really understanding the messages that are naturally coming from you. We are often seeking external validation and external information, but within ourselves, we have that information if we are still enough to be able to listen. And you talked about our thoughts living in the past, and it's so present, and it's so valuable because it's so essential that we're living in the present. And that's what intuition is. That is where we're connecting to this part of ourselves that we are so often not connected to, because we're thinking about our past thoughts, or we're thinking about the future, but we're not living in the here and now and being able to create from the here and now. And that's exactly what meditation does, is it gives you that space. And through practice, and I know it's not a perfect process, you know, I struggled with meditation. There was a point I was meditating 2 hours a day doing Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. I used to do just, you know, little light candles and meditate for a little bit with music, then my mind would go crazy. And so I think that everybody, I don't know that meditation is for everybody, but I do know that I found a lot of value in it, and I still strive to incorporate it in my day, every day, even if it's just for, you know, 5 to 10 minutes. Do you have any recommendations for someone who might not be so connected with themselves, or might not know how to sit in stillness for a duration?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So so when I talk about like the nothingness, right, like, and then the focus, so it is a process, right? And it's a discipline, right? It's a practice. Sorry. So I actually have a meditation, a free gift that people can go and download, and it's at www.meditationgift.gr8great.com. And so it's just a 10-minute meditation. I call it the coffee break meditation, because you can do it sort of in place of a coffee break or before or after, and it just takes 10 minutes, but it has even better side effects. And some of the side effects are just to clear your mind, obviously, get those stress levels down, and to be able to just, focus your attention and give you energy boost as well. So a lot of people think, right, like that it's only about calming, but it's not. It's about calming the noise and the stress, and then allowing your energy to actually come up from there. So it's great for you know, in the morning, or that middle of the day, or even the end of the day, or all of the above. But in that meditation, well, okay, so first I'll start with saying though that real meditation really is the art of doing nothing, though. It's really the art of just not thinking. But that is the process to get, there is a process to get to it, right? Because initially, exactly like you said, or you sit down, you're like, okay, I'm going to meditate. And you're like, okay, how long was that? okay, I'm going to meditate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what was that sound? Okay, wait. I think that was a dog. Yeah, that was definitely a dog. I wonder what kind of dog that is. Does it need help? And then you're thinking, and then, so, but this way, this particular meditation that I walk you through very quickly it's actually based in something called Yoga Nidra, which I've adapted to modern life. And it's this technique where you actually are focusing on the body. So you're focusing on your different body parts and you jump around from part to part, which your mind loves to do, right? Like it's like the monkey mind, right? So you're allowing your mind to actually do what it wants to do, which is jump around, but you're doing it in a sequential fashion, A, and then B, you're connecting to your body at the same time, right? So your mind is very busy. You're connecting to your body, which creates that natural mind-body connection. Obviously, yes, the stress levels and things like that, but also allows you to get in touch with that somatic aspect, right? But so you jump around from place to place, and then you sit in the stillness. And in the meditation, it's 5 minutes of run around in the body. It's 3 minutes of sitting in nothingness, and then another 2 minutes of doing a little visualization where you see and feel what you want to create. So that's the process.
Oh, that's wonderful. I recently, do you need to go? Or are you okay?
It's okay. I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to give her something to play with.
But I love the Yoga Nidra. I am new to it, but I've been doing it every day. I found one for 20 minutes online, and it was recommended by one of my favorite neuroscientists, Andrew Huberman, and it makes me fall asleep, but because I'm like it's like your fingers, and it's like going for, but it's like you're just laying in savasana, which means you're laying on your back on corpse pose, and you're listening to this guidance. And it does, like, I literally didn't have to have caffeine the last 2 days because I did that for 20 minutes.
Awesome.
And I fall asleep, but when I heard it come off, I woke up and I was like recharged. Like, you don't need a long duration of time to get that recharge. And it was all natural, so I love that. And so that's the free gift, and an opportunity to have that type of teaching and that guidance. That's so valuable, because so many people, if you just try it. You don't like it, that's okay. Try it at least for 5 days. Monday through Friday, when you're tired, you want to go to caffeine, I recommend you take that 10-minute free meditation and explore that, because I think that's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I cannot thank you
Thank you
enough.
so much.
This was amazing. And you just showed us really about the value of going within and trusting yourself, and to stop looking outside of everything, whether that's through caffeine or whether that's just through the noise of everybody saying what they want to say in their opinions, and that to learn to trust yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to know that whatever it is that you desire and want, you are entitled to have. There's nothing wrong with it. There may be obstacles in the way, there may be noise around you, but if you can go within, you can find your why, you can find your what calls to you and what's true for you, then you should continue to strive for and seek after it. If I'm catching on right.
Absolutely. So beautifully said, Alyssa.
Oh, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Again, please tell us where people can find you and your services.
Okay, so on Instagram at Serenegade Serena, and my Facebook, if anybody wants to join, if you're a mama or a mama to be, I have a Facebook group that I actually just started called Mamas Thriving and Actualizing, which is at facebook.com groups Mamas Actualizing. And then that meditation gift again is meditationgift@gr8.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And what's your little name?
Oh, this is Tallulah.
Hi, Tallulah. Oh my gosh, I love that name. Hi, Tallulah. She is focused. She's got a toy. Well, thank you again, Serena. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much.
Your Reinventing You story. I look forward to staying connected and maintaining our friendship moving forward. But
Me
please
too.
stay in touch.
Thank you so much for this beautiful work you're doing. It's awesome. I really appreciate it too.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, beautiful.